Good morning to you. 8:41, 10 degrees, on the way to a high of 20. And oh, we've had a lot of rain over the past couple of days. Things changing up in the forecast, but it's August, and of course, rain showers are part of Calgary in August, right?
Part of Calgary, and they can really dampen the spirits of students trying to enjoy those last weeks of summer vacation. Well, Judy Arnall is here with a fix and a few ways to keep the kids entertained during those rainy days when they're stuck inside, or maybe they're just stuck with a little bit of boredom. It is August, and we're heading back to school in September.
So parents
always want activities, right?
So you break it down, Judy. Good morning to you. You break it down into different categories because there's not a catch-all. Because you got different ages and you got different genders, and you got to make sure you're specific, don't you?
You do. Well, certain play ideas work better for different ages. So we have preschoolers and school age and the hard to amuse teens.
Let's start on this end here, because the Play-Doh is really the most favorite part of the table.
We can't stop.
So
preschoolers and adults as well.
So for preschoolers, you want to have toys that are open-ended and unstructured. So there's not one right way to play with them. They can combine them in many ways. So we have blocks, sandbox, a whole bucket of craft items that can be combined anyway. Play-Doh is always a favorite. For toddlers, you want big items to press into. For preschoolers, you can have littler items. And things like people and cars. Easy, they can add play value, they can play with it any way they want.
Very tactile, very colorful.
Yes.
Can we rewind to the sandbox? What, and maybe preschoolers are more creative, but what would be done with this?
For a sandbox? Well, if they're allowed to bring the Play-Doh into the sandbox, they can make breaded patties, they can
make a mess.
They can make tunnels, they learn physics, they learn a whole bunch of things if you add water to the sand.
Oh, cool. Yeah, so I guess the idea is you set things out and then let them go to town
let
and
them
pick
make
their
what
options.
they want.
Okay,
yes.
Let's move on to elementary, middle school kids, and we have this in the middle of the table here.
So school age, it's a good time to teach them how to cook. One of the best ideas was just plain paper and markers, and what they can do is it's sort of like grown-up paper dolls. So they can make their own paper dolls and items and cut them out. They can make rooms, they can make different scenes like zoos, pools, playgrounds, and what they do is they spend half the time making it and half the time playing with it.
Right.
And it's easy to travel to a cottage or airports or wherever.
Good way to consume some time there.
Yeah.
Blank slate, I like that.
Another idea is to have a theme day. So we've had a Christmas in July day. So we take old stuff around the house, wrap it up in newspaper, there's your presents. And craft kits are really good. And the good old standby of Lego.
Lego's awesome.
Put out the pieces, let them build whatever they want. Another good idea is geocaching. Now you need a handheld GPS for geocaching and an internet connection. But what it is it's the city of Calgary for their 100 years is planting geocaches all around the city. And you can go and find them, and it's a great school-age treasure hunt.
Oh, it's like a scavenger hunt for 2010. A lot of the kids are into that geocaching.
It is.
Got to get on board with that. We finally moved to the far left end. Oh, the teens. I noticed you don't have you don't have a video game console over here, Judy. What's wrong with you?
The teen years. What you can do is teach them how to drive. Not teach them yourself, but they can read the manual.
That's great.
Card games and board games are really popular with teens. They love it. Get them some new ones, and if they're really, really bored, you can give them a task to do. You might have to pay them, but something low supervision like painting a fence or sanding a deck. And last but not least, drop them off at the library for a day. They'll find a whole bunch of reading materials that they don't have to read, but they can read what they want to read now during the summer. And the libraries offer a lot of computers with new software that they can try out, things like Photoshop. You don't have to buy it, and they can be very creative.
Yeah, lots of options at the library for sure.
Yeah.
And if not motivated by accomplishment, motivated by a little bit of allowance.
They can wax on, wax off, wax on, wax off. Easy Education at the public seminar at the Fish Creek Library. September 19th, taking place from 1 until 3 with Judy.
And Judy wrote a great book that Andy is going to be taking home and going through page by page, Discipline Without Distress. She has 5 kids at home, so you know that she's an expert.
Canadian bestseller, don't you know? Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thanks, Judy. Can we keep the Play-Doh?
Yes, you can.
I'm going to play with it all day. You can have the kids outside today. We'll have your full forecast details. Last look at weather and traffic straight ahead on BT.